We're going live.
Tug along with the Sunday crew. Geeking out is what we do. Giggle on, it's gonna be great. Don't be late, let's celebrate. Science fiction on a screen so bright. Old classics and the new delights. The unapologetic geek will lead the way, with facts and fun to fill your day. Discussing every detail, every frame, from the eerie to the loud and the tame. Gig along with all that's great. Those Sunday vibes you can't debate. Tug along with the Sunday crew. Geeking out is what we do. Giggle on, it's gonna be great. Don't be late, let's celebrate.
Hi.
Greetings from South Carolina.
Greetings and salutations.
Welcome back to Tug Chat. This week we're going to be having the sequel of last week, where we're going to talk about sequels.
And the sequel will be better than the original.
Of course.
Isn't it always?
Anyway, let's say hi to the people in the chat. We've got Vim Vanderstraten. Hello, Vim.
Vimmy.
You. We've got Carowin. Also, always good to see you.
I want to call you JK. Can I call you JK? JK.
Excellent book you got there, Danny.
And I'm just waiting for you to get started. Go ahead, man.
Well, Gary Carpenter is back.
He's back.
And Texas Knight, channel member, Texas Knight.
I dub thee Texas Knight. Of God, St. Michael, and St. George. See what I did there?
Carowin says it's fine if you call her JK.
And you can call me Thresh. Well, you already do.
Oh, and there's
you can call
Indy.
me anything as long as you call me.
Hey, Em, how you doing this morning?
Yeah, because last week he said Psycho 2, didn't he? Was that you, Danny, or was that Shane?
Oh, that was Shane.
I thought that was
No,
Shane.
I got to take credit. I actually said I think Psycho 2 is a little better than the original. That's because I'm a big fan of color.
Fair enough. Incorrect, but fair enough.
And, you know, Anthony, in defense, whoever wants to say that, though, Anthony Perkins is just great as Norman Bates. He was never that phenomenal of an actor. I've seen him in some other things he was good in, but he was so perfect as Norman Bates. So I guess more Norman Bates, there's nothing wrong with that.
I just love that they were actually a continuation of that story in my time. You know, it might have been, it was something me and my mom really enjoyed it because the story began with her in the theater watching that movie. And then, like, 25, 30 years later, it was me and my mom in the theater watching the sequel. And like, hey, I seen this when I was a little girl story, you know?
Yeah,
you know what I just found out about Ed Gaines, too, by the way, the person that it's loosely based on, is that when before he learned to be more subtle in his approach for grabbing his victims, at one time, he was actually arrested for this. He tried to play it off as a joke, but at one time, he actually threw a net over a woman. Yeah, literally, like a fishing net. He threw a fishing net over a woman to catch her. He tried to say, oh, it was a big Halloween prank. It just went wrong. But he was actually questioned by the cops. And from that day forward, he was known in his hometown as Net Gaines. I've been saving that one.
That's horrible.
Anyway, somebody mentioned Jaws 3D, and I have to say, I like Jaws 3D. It's a terrible movie, but I like it. And The Exorcist 3 is not great, but it's not bad. It does have probably the best jump scare.
You want me to tell you how pathetic I am? I like the Jaws movie with Michael Caine in it.
Okay, that is pretty weird.
That's a tough like there. You got to really want to like that. Slasher Fred, what goes on?
I'm a big Michael Caine fan, dude.
Well, yeah, I love Michael Caine, but even Michael Caine doesn't like that movie.
Hey, man, if I can sit through him in a movie called The Hand, I can sit through anything.
I remember just the concept of The Hand scaring me when I was a kid.
There's a lot of literature about a hand coming back for revenge. It's in English anthology. It's in all kinds of stuff. Robert Alda is in a movie. There's a movie about that,
and it makes a really good character on the Addams Family.
Of course,
they even do it in Doctor Who. If Mr. Wilkinson's out there.
And yeah, Revenge of the Creatures, a sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's very similar to Jaws 3D in that it takes place in like a water park.
But it's not better. You see, that's what the problem is.
It's not better.
There's lots of good sequels, and there's a bunch of sequels that's almost as good as the originals. Give you Die Hard and Die Hard 2, for example. But there's very few sequels that surpass the original. It's very hard to find these movies. I went through thousands this week. I know.
I've been putting Danny through hell to compile his list.
And then the ones I have on my list, I'm still not so sure about some of them, you know.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started with probably my favorite sequel, and that is Aliens, the sequel to Alien. I'm not going to say it's better than Alien because the two movies are very different. Like Alien, I think, is a better horror movie. Aliens is a better action movie. But it's such a great way to make the sequel. Like you're taking the same concept and you're making it bigger and better, and you're making it a Vietnam allegory for some reason. It works. It's great. It's a fantastic sequel, and I love it. It's probably one of James Cameron's best works, and I'm a big fan of James Cameron. I give him a lot of crap on this channel, but I am a big fan of James Cameron.
It's with love, you know. It's valid criticisms, not visceral. But yes,
but yeah, and Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, and the evolution of her character from 1 to 2, and in 2, it's about like, you know, her finding that bond with Newt, and, you know, learning to live again. I don't know. I think Aliens is a perfect sequel.
It is, and I agree with you on some level. It's hard to judge the two of them against each other because, well, it's like the Terminator.
Right.
The first one is just a horror movie. As you said, the first Terminator is really more of a psychological thriller, but the second one is more action packed. And you know, action is good, but facts. I mean, the Space Marines in Cameron's movie, it sort of redefined what. I mean, I think the idea of our Space Force was stolen directly from the Space Marines and Aliens. He created a concept here. All right, technically, maybe Space Battle Cruiser Yamato did it, but Cameron made it more functional, if you know what I'm saying. And yes, you know, there's a deleted scene in Aliens where when Ripley is coming to terms with coming home, and she finds out that her daughter had died at the age of 60 of cancer. And so when she comes back to see her daughter is no longer with us. So Newt as a surrogate, it's a very, very important dynamic. And I think the evolution of that is absolutely amazing. The fight scene with her in the sort of mech, it's an industrial mech, not a battle mech, but she's in a mech and she fights the Queen, and the Queen's pissed off because she lost her children. I mean, it's one of the best battles in sci-fi horror. It's an amazing sequel and deserves to be on this list.
For one thing, though, it's not really going to matter when Ripley's daughter died, because whether she died at 60 or 160, it don't matter because it was hundreds of years later, right?
It was 57 years later, actually.
I thought it was like a couple of 100 years later.
Nope, 57.
57?
57.
Not 87. 57.
The timeline gets larger with each movie.
Okay.
I think in 4 it's like a couple centuries.
Yeah, the jump to 4 is really high. But it's great that, I mean, like, yeah, you have to watch the extended version because you have that subplot with her daughter dying of old age, which you don't have in the original theatrical cut. And I feel like you said, Thrash, that's integral to understanding what Ripley's going
I need to rewatch that cut you're talking about because I'm unfamiliar.
It also has like a scene with a bunch of sentry guns in a hallway, which are really cool. So, but that's just cool. That's all it is. It doesn't add anything else.
It's just a great, fun movie, and at very least equal, but I think surpasses it slightly.
I think it's definitely more quotable than the original Alien, but like I said, like hard.
I did like the characters better in Aliens 2 than in Alien.
Yeah, because you have like,
So,
you know,
I'm a
Bill
military,
Paxton as Hudson, and
I'm from a military family, so the military characters appeal to me more than the whiny little space cadets who are getting killed by a monster. At least these guys got some fight back and some spunk.
Didn't they actually get actual Marines to actually do some of the just as creative consultants
Yeah.
as far as the camaraderie and stuff goes?
they did. They all also went to a boot camp. Like all the Marines who were in the movie went to a boot camp, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I really like the Sarge character. I think he's like the epitome of military Sarge. Like he's perfect.
Well, the 80s was the renaissance of the badass black drill instructor type. You know, you had Louis Gossett Jr. You had
You said the B word.
Fucker man.
But he was. I call him like I sees him. Yeah. Shane, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
Oh yeah.
And Officer and a Gentleman with what's his
Louis
name?
Gossett Jr.
Louis Gossett Jr. Yeah.
He was I think he wasn't the first, but he's certainly like he made the archetype. And you know,
don't you eyeball me, boy.
Yeah. Of course, I think my personal favorite is Keith David from Platoon. Even though he wasn't one of the sergeants, he played that sort of patriarchal, sort of cat from All Quiet on the Western Front type. When I was a kid, ironically, my mother was engaged to a psycho ex-army colonel, who I couldn't stand. But the retired sergeant who lived across the street, I absolutely adored. I used to go over to his house on Saturdays and watch scary movies and have lunch. And he was like a father figure to me. And he is like so much like the drill instructor in Aliens, or Keith David in Platoon, or pick one.
According to Vim, Al Matthews, the guy who played Apone, the sergeant in Aliens, was actually a former Marine, which explains a lot.
Yeah, it sure does.
And Carolyn, you're right. This is another good example of a movie you should definitely watch the extended cut, not the original cut, because Star Trek 2, that scene with the yeoman character dying seems weird that Scotty is so overreacted to it in the theatrical cut, because you have no idea they're actually related. Yeah.
That's his sister's kid.
Yeah. Oh, and Indy, I do. It was Gain, not Gaines, but for the purposes of my really stupid dad joke, I had to say Gaines. But thank you for playing.
So, what are your thoughts on Aliens, Shane?
He's gonna say they're real.
I like both of them. Well, 1 and 2, or Aliens.
Yeah.
I like them equally, because one has, Alien has more of that horror slasher feel to it, like Friday the 13th or Halloween. Aliens, I like the Space Marines. They really made that movie, and the whole aspect of a elite combat unit going in there to fight an unknown enemy and just getting their butts handed to them. And Ripley herself, the aspects of what her character had to go through. She's been here before. Nobody wants to listen to her. She knows what's going on, so she knows she's going to survive. And adding Newt to give her that feeling of motherhood that she missed out on really added some depth to her character and gave her a reason to fight. Like, she stopped caring about that team that wasn't listening to them anymore, any advice she was throwing at them, and all she cared about was the survival of this little girl, because she needs somebody, and she's filling that hole in her heart that she lost. But if I had to pick one, yeah, I like Aliens probably better.
Seems like we're all in agreement. That's pretty much the consensus. You just like packaged it all up into one.
I like it at least as good, if not better. My big criticism would be coming in part 3 when they killed the Newt character, which could have been the progression of the next Ripley character, and they kind of blew it when they killed that little girl off, and I really hated seeing her die.
No, I think killing off Hicks and Newt was the biggest mistake Alien 3 made. And Alien 3 made a few mistakes. I don't think it's a terrible movie. It's very bleak and the effects aren't that great, but it's still a decent Alien movie. It's just not as good as the first two. And it undoes a lot of the good work the Aliens did for Ripley's character. It kind of just ruins her.
To be
You took
honest,
the words
with
out of
you,
my mouth. I couldn't
I
concur
like
more.
Alien Resurrection, the joke movie, better than I did Aliens 3.
Well, on that note, what do you got, Dan? What is your pick?
You know, I had to go through over and over and over, and it's just such a hard thing you put us on to try to do this. I'm going to go with something that's not a horror movie, shockingly. I don't even want to say it because I just have somebody think, oh, well, no, that original was better. But no, I'm going to go with City Slickers and The Legend of Curly's Gold, City Slickers 2, Billy Crystal movies, because they're safe. Now, where City Slickers 1 was a cool little adventure story, you know, where they go west, the part 2 is so much better. The Legend of Curly's Gold and the whole adventure of looking for the lost treasure. And when it turns out to be a joke and a big pile of fake treasure, it's even more funny. So that's my pick. What do you think?
No, that's actually not a bad pick. I was not, it did not cross my mind at all because it's been years since I've seen those movies, but I remember really enjoying City Slickers 2, thinking it was a good sequel. And yeah, them going looking for the treasure and not finding it. Yeah.
Is Shane on autopilot? Come back, Shane. No, actually, I think you're right. City Slickers, it's just a fun movie, and they're both fun movies. I love Billy Crystal. I love Bruno Kirby, and it was nice that they decided to do it again, and again, it didn't fall flat like so many of these buddy comedy picks do. I think they actually did a very good job. So yeah, Dan, I agree. To me, it's one of the cases where they kind of blend together. But
yeah, they kind of feel like one movie.
In the first movie, it's pretty much just a old guys wanting to have the kid-like adventure and go to be cowboys for a week. And it comes off a little bit, yay, that was fun, but nothing really happened except riding some horses and getting thrown off in a love thingy. But when you get to part 2, you got the adventure, you got this mystery thing, you got this map. It just seemed like a lot better movie to me.
And Jack Palin's having fun playing like his brother.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Once again, you can't go wrong with a movie with Jack Palance in it, where he's actually acting and putting on a show and not just walking it through.
The only thing I think the original had over the sequel is that the original had Helen Slater. The sequel does not. That's a problem to me.
I decided I have to watch Legend of Billie Jean again.
Both Slaters in one
Why
movie.
would you want to do that?
Have you seen Legend of Billie Jean?
30 years ago or something once?
But I was watching a clip from it last night, and I'm like, damn, I forgot how hot she was. So, of course, now I'm a dirty old man. At the time, she was a sexy older woman. So it's like, life is fair.
Yeah, let's see. When I was growing up, it was Supergirl and Secret of My Success. Helen Slater was good in both of those.
I couldn't get through Supergirl. I'm sorry. I couldn't get through Supergirl.
I didn't say it was a
jig
good
is
movie.
up. Really? The jig is up. I can't. All right? I can't.
It wasn't Helen Slater ruined that Supergirl movie. It was all the other people in it with her.
It was a top to bottom disaster.
Pretty much. Yeah. I've done a video on it on my channel if you want to find out why.
From co-stars to directors is what ruined that movie, not her. Not her, man.
Oh, and in I'm always doing that. The man's name is Keith David, but for some reason, every now and then I transverse it and it's David Keith. It's sort of mental dyslexia, but no, it's Keith David is the excellent actor. He most recently he plays the president in Rick and Morty, and he's great at it. Oh, and one other thing, JK, yes, I love Space Battle Cruiser Yamato, and I will not call it by the American name. It is Space Battle Cruiser Yamato.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah, I think Helen Slater was not the problem at all with Supergirl.
No.
And David
The
Keith
script
is,
writer.
in fact, also an actor. There is an actor named David Keith, and there's an actor named
Yes.
Keith David.
Yes, David Keith was on Family Affair. He died
Right.
years ago. Yeah.
That was
Which is
Brian.
probably why I do it.
That was Brian Keith.
But there is a David Keith, and you're right. Now I'm thinking of Brian Keith. My mind.
Oh my goodness, this is getting bad.
Bob, focus, Bob, focus.
And while I know Brian Keith was on Hardcastle and McCormick and could tell you other movies he was in, I do not know why I know so much Brian Keith trivia.
Sorry, I had a few Modelo's yesterday. My brain's not firing on all 4 cylinders.
That's okay, man. I'm on painkillers, like I said.
Morning fog, we used to call it in college. Oh, and hey, Dave, welcome to the party.
Well, let's see if Shane gets his headset back on. And
Well, y'all forgive me because I'm totally out of my element because I do my shows outside where I can smoke cigars and enjoy life. And now I'm trapped inside because it's 34 degrees outside and the birds' wings are freezing when they're flying.
and he's been chugging coffee, so he's very, very jittery.
Yeah. I'm on cup number 2 of the Folgers, boy.
Oh, and Slash Me Fred, I did see that episode of The Modern Twilight Zone, which is the sequel to A Good's Life. I thought it was actually pretty slick. But let's face fact, it did not call for a sequel.
Well, Shane, if you're not busy, you got something?
Sequel. I gotta go with The Dark Knight.
Okay, good choice. Yes, that was on my list.
That I mean, Batman Begins was fine, but Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, come on now, undeniable. And I think, in a sense, Christian Bale found his Batman too at the same time. Getting comfortable with it. Gary Oldman can play any role. He's undeniable. The only thing I don't like about the movie is gotta be the voice. I mean, it's fun to laugh at, but in the first one, you know, he had the voice down. It was subtle.
Swear to me.
I think it was the part where the crooked detective, the fat one, where he's like, "I swear to God, swear to me," and somebody was like, "That's the voice," and I'm like, "Do that in the next movie." He was like, "No, I didn't mean to do the whole movie. I'm not wearing hockey pads." I'm like, okay. And shout out to what's his name? Oh boy, from Peaky Blinders.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, shout out to him for being
Scarecrow.
in all 3 movies
Yep.
as a villain. He did not get enough respect in those movies.
Yeah, he was
We
only
got
the
to
main
be
villain in
villains.
the first one, but like he shows up in the second one and he shows up again in the third one. In the third one, he's like the judge in the like mock trial and stuff. That's pretty fun.
It's sad enough. The other thing I hate about that movie is like there's no real conclusion to what happened with Joker. I don't even think they mention him in the third one about being like maybe locked up in Arkham or anything. It's just that the police got him. They'll take it from here. I was like, okay, but everything else, absolutely love that movie. Definitely better than Batman Begins. Yeah, the whole ruse of Neeson being Razagu or Rajagu, however you say it.
However you pronounce it, yeah.
It's like, ooh, it was all a ruse. And I was like, that was cheap. That was cheap. But whatever. Did like how they put him through the training through the League of Shadows and all for the first one, but that was about it I liked in that movie. That was about it.
I liked all the Scarecrow scenes where getting gassed and like hallucinating this weird Batman. I thought that was pretty cool in the first movie. But no, Dark Knight is easily better than Batman Begins.
You know,
almost
ironically, dude, I have to agree with you. The sequel is a lot better than the original. But take note, when you got two stinking piles of crap,
I knew you were going to say that.
how could one stinking pile of crap, really be that much better than the other stinking pile of crap? And with that being said, let me say that I can't stand Christian Bale. I hate this whole Batman series of movies they made. Heath Ledger's the worst Joker that ever existed.
Oh,
and I'd rather
Can't be worse than Jared Leto. I'm sorry.
No, I'd rather watch Adam West be Batman in the old TV shows than sit through a minute of the
There's nothing wrong with Adam West.
I didn't like none of them movies, man. I did not like the Dark, nothing to do with the Dark Knight movies at all. Ugh.
Cesar Romero was the best Joker. I'm sorry, he really was.
I think,
and I know people don't agree with me.
In the campy way, yes, but I still think Nicholson was the best Joker that ever was. Jack Nicholson killed it, man. His performance can't be beat no matter what you do.
Mark Hamill's the best Joker. I'm sorry.
It's
the only correct answer.
Oh, it's the voice?
Yes.
You know what? I hadn't considered the animated. So I may have to
reconsider.
Voice,
but as the acting and the character goes, Jack Nicholson killed it, and he will be the best for eternity.
I like all of them except Jared Leto, honestly. Yeah, I think they're all good Jokers. I don't count Joaquin Phoenix because that's not Joker. That's just
it's a different
king
franchise.
Comedy. No, I as a counterpoint to Dan, I absolutely love that trilogy, and I think The Dark Knight is by far the best of the three. It might even be my favorite Batman movie.
I'd rather watch Val Kilmer with bat nipples than that movie.
The only thing I don't like about Dark Knight is if you think too hard about what the Joker's plan is, it doesn't make a damn bit of sense. You got to not think too hard about it. Because if you do, you realize it's all built on these random coincidences that happen during the movie. That has to be part of his plan, and it doesn't really make sense that would be the way it would work. But other than that, I think that the nuts and bolts of the story are really good. And it's Christopher Nolan, so if you're not into pretentious, loud music and movie, you're not going to like it. But I happen to like pretentious movies, so.
The funniest bit they do.
I will say the guy who played Harvey Dent was really good.
Oh yeah, Aaron Eckhart. He is good.
Other than that, I can't say nothing good about that movie.
They do an amazingly funny bit on Robot Chicken, where they're making fun of the Heath Ledger Joker, where he here's the thing: there's two boats, and each one is going to blow up, but you can sink the other one and save yours. And the passengers just don't get it. It's too complicated for him. So he has to keep re-explaining it to them. We vote that both boats survive. No, you can't. It's either one or the other. And I'm like, because I have so been there where you're trying to explain something to somebody and they just don't get it. It is kind of a needlessly complicated plan.
Yes.
I think he's talking about me.
Who?
Thrash, when he said people just don't get it.
Maybe.
You are among everyone, so I suppose that does fall into that category.
But no, excellent choice, Shane. I completely agree. So, Thrash, what have you got?
I'm going to go for a really off-the-wall one. I know it's kind of out of character for me, but I'm going to pick Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
All right.
Now, I must confess, for pure camp value, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is just it's a great movie. It's silly, and well, that pretty much wraps it up. But it's something that I've loved. But I love the fact with the second one, they talked about the first tomato uprising as if it was like World War II, like it's years after the war, and they make reference to that, like, oh, I haven't seen you since the war, and in the future, any tomato sauce is banned, so they make pizzas with marshmallow fluff and strawberry jam as a comedic way of saying, well, how would you cope in a post-tomato world? And it's got George Clooney.
Yeah.
Just chews the scenery. My wife has a crush on George Clooney, always has. I bought a copy more for her than me because she says she wants to have every George Clooney ever made. glutton for punishment that she is, but he's great at it. And the funniest scene in the whole movie, though, is when they break the fourth wall. As part of the plot, they run out of money to finish the movie, so they do product placement, and George Clooney explained what product placement is to the audience. And then there's this whole scene in a bar where a guy walks in and he just keeps pitching products to him in this bizarrely straightforward way, and then it becomes a running gag for the movie. And I thought that was when movies make fun of the movie industry, I eat that shit up. It's fun when they're self-aware. So I just really enjoyed the flick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it in years, but I do remember George Clooney. That's like honestly.
So
John Askin is in it too. He's good.
Yeah, he's like the
I think
professor.
part two is
guy.
better because Clooney shows up in it.
I think he just likes the sequel better. I don't know.
I like the sequel better too, but once again, it's kind of like Dark Knight. Once you start with a turd, you know that it's going to get better.
I have actually seen all four of them. There was like a marathon on Sci-Fi Channel or something when I was in college. So obviously I don't remember it very well because college. But I've seen them all. The fourth one is like the Eat France or something.
Is that like in 90 something or
yeah, it was the 90s. The last one.
96,
90,
95 or 96?
Earlier,
I don't think it was that late. I think it was like 92, 93.
Yeah, I think I was like
I
literally
remember
just
seeing a bunch of tomato-eating people movies, man, a long time ago. I've seen the first two more than once, but the third and fourth one, I think I've actually seen maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were just direct to video. Like they were. Yeah.
But like I said,
turns.
I remember the sci-fi thing you're talking about where they showed them all day on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And AM made a reference, a cryptic reference that I think is he corrected my correction from before, which I think he's waiting for me to reference. I actually, in fact, did not get Keith David's name wrong. He was referring to, when I talked about Officer and a Gentleman. So the irony is I spent all that time apologizing for my mistake when in fact I hadn't actually made a mistake. And what could be more thrash? And what could be more indie for putting that?
What?
Keith David was in Officer.
No. Officer and a Gentleman was Louis Gossett
David
Jr.
Keith.
I was about to say, gotta go back and watch
David
the movie.
Keith is an Officer and a Gentleman.
He's
He
also in
plays
Officer and a
Richard Gere's
Gentleman,
best friend. But I
Oh,
always
David
get
Keith. Yeah, that guy.
David Keith, not Keith David.
David Keith.
Yeah,
For some
I
reason-
used to get them confused all the time.
Me too, because it's the names. I transposed
Yeah.
David Keith and Keith David. This is where we came in.
Okay.
We're all confused.
I'm so confused. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, Dan, did you ask me a question? By the way, I was reading comments and you said something to me, just to muddle the mix.
Dan.
I feel like there's something that I was supposed to answer and I didn't. Well, if you think of it, let me know. Boy, we're all over the place today, aren't we? we have more loose ends than a squid in a blender.
Indy has caused so many chaos, so much chaos. Indy, stop it. I'm sorry, Kevin Scott. We're trying.
Travel back in time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to read as I go. That's why I was ignoring Dan. Sorry, Kevin.
David Keith and Keith David wants to do a joint interview to address the. Really? I've got to look that up. That sounds
No
great.
shit. All these years I thought it was just me.
That's awesome.
No shit.
This is what happens when you have two first names as your name. Don't do that. Okay. I guess that means it's my turn again. Oh yeah, Bumsy Sock. We're not going to talk about Planet of the Apes because, like, I'm currently working on a video for Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is not a movie that's going to make this list. We're trying, Kevin. We're really trying. Speaking of people with two first names, I'm gonna go with. Okay, well, we mentioned this when we were talking about remakes that were better than the sequel. I talked about Evil Dead, so now we're going to talk about Evil Dead 2 and why Evil Dead 2 is better than Evil Dead 1, because it is.
On my list.
It kind of does sort of remake Evil Dead in like one scene, like recapping the first Evil Dead movie, but like it is still a sequel, and it is definitely better. It definitely lands the tone so much better. You know, Sam Raimi is good at campy horror, and Evil Dead 1, he was trying too hard to be horror, whereas in Evil Dead 2, he really nails the campiness that you need when you've got Bruce Campbell, you know, putting a chainsaw on his hand. I love Evil Dead 2. It's a great movie. It's probably, I mean, I know a lot of people love Army of Darkness, and I don't hate Army of Darkness. I think it is a lot of fun, but Evil Dead 2 is my favorite Evil Dead movie.
I could never get past. Oh, I'm sorry, Shane. Go ahead.
Oh no, I agree. I just want to say, I think Evil Dead 2 made Bruce Campbell before Evil Dead did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do like Army of Darkness, but what really threw me is he makes a mechanical prosthetic hand out of parts of body armor and never explains where he got this skill. There would have been so many better ways they could have addressed that. How about some kind of mystical hand or something like that?
Right. You've got magic in this universe. Use it. Yeah.
You remember the audience will exactly. You know, the audience will always accept the impossible over the improbable, and it was such a level of improbable. It kind of threw me. I do like the movie, but that part always kind of gets me the wrong way. And ironically, one of the things that I thought, and I do like Evil Dead 2. I love the quasi remake / sequel, but I always thought, spoiler for you people out there, the sort of jump scare ending at the end of Evil Dead 1 was amazing. And while I always criticize sequels for not picking up where the other one left off, I think the movie suffered because it picked up where the other one left off.
Yeah,
because
true.
Because it goes from the sort of to the almost comedic vaudevillian bang boom bap boom bap zoom bum boom, you know, and it sort of undermined the true horror of the scare. But that aside, it is a very excellent sequel.
I agree with you 100%, Doug. It's definitely better, but I did like some people prefer part 3 better than all of them, but part 2 is definitely better than part 1 in this case.
Agreed. Like I don't mind people who like the third one the best. Like I get it. The third one is probably the funniest one. But Evil Dead 2 I think is just like the best balance. I think Evil Dead 2 nails it.
You know, one thing is absolutely for certain, all 3 of them are better than the piece of crap that just came out.
I knew you were going there.
You know, I'd have to mention Evil Dead Rises, and I wish it would have fallen because that was like the worst movie I ever seen.
Ooh. I haven't seen it, so I can't say either way, but I'll take your word for it.
Probably don't want to.
Well, I didn't think it was as bad as Dan thinks it is, but I do think it's bad. It's not good.
No, it's worse than I say. I can't say that kind of language on YouTube.
I wish they'd gone with the alternate ending for Army of Darkness, though.
There was an alternate ending? I don't even...
Oh, yeah, where he uses the 4th drop by mistake, and when he comes to, it's like 50 years too late, and the world's been destroyed in an atomic war.
I think I did know that at some point. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That's in the comic book, man.
Yeah.
Well, that was also the original ending. They decided it was too dark, so he has the shootout in the supermarket, which is completely disjointed.
It is. It feels out of place.
It's fun, but it doesn't really make sense as a final scene. You know?
Hey, shop smart. Shop as smart.
Yeah. And there are 10,000 worst movies that Dan has seen.
Yes, for sure. 2010, like I have a thing of 2001 on my wall. So like I love 2001. It's probably my favorite science fiction movie, but 2010 is a very solid sequel. And yeah, it's not as, let's say, obtuse or inscrutable as 2001. So like it's more for general audiences. And a lot of people love 2010, and I do too. I think it's a great movie. So there you go.
And I love how they flesh out the character of Hal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hal becomes 3-dimensional, pun intended.
Yeah, and so does Haywood Floyd. Haywood Floyd was a cardboard cutout in the first movie by design. Whereas in the sequel, it's Roy Scheider, you know. And you got Helen Mirren with her Russian accent. So good. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Danny, what do you got?
Oh, God. A headache. I really want to talk about Extra, but I'm not going to talk about the movie Extra because nobody has probably seen part 1 or part 2.
Extra.
So I'll go with, since I've been having such good luck today with Billy Crystal, I'm going to stick with Billy. And I'm going to go with Analyze This versus Analyze That. The sequel being much better because I'm following that rule. When you start with a piece of crap, it's only going to get better. You ain't no way you can make it worse than the first one. And even though Analyze This was slow and draggy and give me kind of a headache, Analyze That turned out to be a lot better. Go figure. So has anybody seen either one of them movies?
I've seen the first one. I don't think I saw the
I've
sequel.
seen both of them. I like the first one better.
I just
haven't
like
seen the
the
second one
Robert De
either.
Niro crying at commercials. I thought that was funny.
But
that's like all I really
to be
remember.
fair, I don't even remember this.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it.
It has Lisa Kudrow in it, and she is like fingernails on a blackboard to me.
I can see that.
You know, but that's just me.
It didn't move.
What he said.
Now I've got snow flying off the top of my trailer, and these people are just hanging out by the trailer behind me, swerving and stuff. I'm like, that didn't move.
Commiserations. There's a nasty storm about to hit New England, and if you guys look at the weather map, I am so blessed. There's this little strip along the coast that's just going to get rain. Everything inland is going to get buried, but I'm in the just get rain, and I'm like, woo!
I discovered you don't always need to believe the radars or the weathermen because sometimes they get it wrong. Today is the day, but it's horrible here today, man. We've got wind and rain and freezing cold weather.
But it's ironic, Shane, because yesterday I was driving around with my son and I was teaching him how to drive in the snow. And one of the first things I told him is don't get behind a semi because the snow will fall off the top of it. They can't stop that from happening.
They passed a law in Massachusetts that if you don't scrape your car and snow goes onto the windshield of the car behind you, you get sued.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're just in a regular old car or truck or something, then yeah, if you don't wipe that off, that you're an asshole.
But people used to do that.
Yeah, people around here still do
6
that.
inches of
It's
snow
annoying.
on the back of your car, on the hood of your car.
Don't do that. But a semi driver, Shane's not climbing on top of his truck to get all that off. That's ridiculous.
They had that law for like 6 months in a couple places. One being New York.
Really?
That we'd get blamed for anything that flew off of our trailers, and that got repealed quick because it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not sustainable. Yeah.
Nothing sustainable. Gary, was White Zombie a sequel? Because White Zombie is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and I did not know it was a sequel.
No.
I don't think so, but
I
it
don't
is a
think
good
so
movie.
either.
It's great.
He might have been bringing it up independently, but since he mentioned it, I go, I have to follow up. I have to ask. I don't think it was, but you're right. It is an excellent movie.
A sequel movie.
I like Blade Runner 2049. Not better than the original, though. But I do like it. Denis Villeneuve is, like I said, I like pretentious people, pretentious directors, and Denis Villeneuve is also very pretentious. So,
Blade Runner is a tough nut to crack. It really is.
but it's tough to beat. Blade
It's
Runner.
really
Come
tough
on.
to beat the original. Yeah, really. Even the American one with the superfluous narration.
Yeah. It's one of the main reasons I haven't done a video on Blade Runner is because I don't want to watch all different versions of it again. I've done it once. I don't want to do
But
it
you're
again.
right. You'd have to almost, Oh, and nice Samuel Clemens reference there.
Holy shit.
What shit? Yes.
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 Did
shit.
you know that White Zombie was somewhat considered a sequel to Revolt of the Zombies?
I never knew that.
I don't even know what Revolt of the Zombies
Or a
is.
prequel. Excuse me, a
Oh, it's a
prequel.
Okay.
It's a prequel.
Oh,
Not
is that the one that takes place during World War II?
I have no clue.
the-
I've never seen it.
And the Axis forces are using voodoo on. Well, I'm more thinking out loud here. Sorry, guys, but it sounds familiar.
Never even
And
heard
you will
of it.
know.
Oh, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
look
it's
it
a
up
zombie
later.
movie, so you'd be the person I'd ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up
There's
later.
an old movie. What's happening is in one of the Vichy Islands in the Caribbean, the Nazis are using voodoo priestesses to get information out of OSS agents, and this group actually tried to. It's complicated, but
Sure, that worked out
I
good.
think I said. Oh. So, but either way, I did not know that. Thank you. Good call. Thank you for the info. So, whose turn is it now?
It is now Shane's turn, I think. Yeah.
I need everything backwards, man. It's weird.
Now this one's a little complicated. Operation Condor. It's a Jackie Chan movie.
I'm familiar
Now,
with Condor.
the way they sold it's the one that got the theatrical release. There's an Operation Condor 2 called Armor of the Gods.
God, right.
That one is the first movie, but I think it was made in Japan, and it was made like back in the 80s or something, early 90s, and it didn't have much hype behind it. So then they made Operation Condor and marketed that as the first movie. But it's actually a sequel. And when you watch Operation Condor 2, a lot of stuff makes more sense in Operation Condor because they refer back to the first movie. So it's
That's confusing.
weird how they did that. Yeah, Operation Condor is actually the sequel, and that one was shot in over in Europe or Middle East somewhere, I think. But it was just much more enjoyable than the other one. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking because you gotta watch them. Understand what's going on with those.
I agree, and I had forgotten the whole lore behind Armor of God and Operation Condor, which one came first. But if you're gonna go with a Jackie Chan movie, you got to go with Drunken Master 2. So much better than the original Drunken Master.
I don't think I saw it.
Drunken
They
Master 2
blend
is
together to me. I'm
like,
sorry.
gets the industrial alcohol.
What was the one where he was a cook? That was a better one. But
I know.
Chef.
What is that?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. You can't
Now
think
that
We
of
need
the name.
Tristan in the chat to tell us. And Rush Hour 2, I think, is better than Rush Hour 1. There
Well,
you go.
again, sitting at the bar not very high.
Yeah.
See, that was on my
You
list,
either
but
like
that-
Chris Tucker or you hate him. So
Well, I like him. I just don't think it's phenomenal. You know,
that's what I
although
went for. That's
he
what I
was
went for on my
amazing.
list. You see,
he
that's why that
plays a
movie's on
really
my list.
sympathetic character in Dead Presidents. It's one of the few non-comedies
Oh,
he
yeah.
does, and he's outstanding in it.
Oh, yeah.
that's true. I forgot about that. Well, Vim, there's a lot of Jackie Chan movies, but yeah.
There are, and they'll
Oh,
blend together in one big movie.
Yeah, Indy's not entirely wrong saying they're all basically the same movie. They basically are.
That's what I was going to say. It's hard to remember a specific Jackie Chan movie because they're all about the same. Hey, yeah, stupid shit.
And yes,
Yeah.
Tony, Chris Tucker is better than Kevin Hart. Easy.
Easily.
That's not even a debate.
Couldn't agree more. Without not trying to be mean.
Kevin Hart has no range. He
Nope,
just
not at all.
plays the same character.
I'm short.
I'm short, loud, obnoxious.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Best friends, Shaq. Okay.
Crazy.
But yeah, when I think Chris Tucker, I always think of Friday. That's like the first thing that pops in my head. And then Fifth Element. so
Fifth
on and
Element.
So forth. Yeah.
That's what really landed in with me. Fifth Element.
Yeah. But anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Operation Condor is definitely better than Armor of God. So yeah. But like I said, if you're picking Jackie Chan, you got to go with Drunken Master 2. That's my favorite Jackie
On
Chan.
my list now.
Now it is.
Now I got to look up what movie he played a chef in. What movie did Jackie
It had
Chan
some
play
obscure
chef?
name.
And David
Bride of-
Prater. Bride of Frankenstein's a good
Mr.
choice. Most
Nice
people would
Guy.
agree.
Excellent
What'd you
flick.
say?
Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, I was
Right.
going to say Mr. Happy. It was something
You were
like
close.
that.
That was the movie by Jackie Chan that I liked a lot.
I like the
There
one
wasn't
where he
too many
plays
of
a
them, by
cop.
the way.
Just like 90% of them.
I was gonna say, you'll have to narrow it down. I mean, Cannonball Run is the only one I can think of where he didn't play a cop.
The Foreigner.
The Foreigner,
That's
it's
one
really
of,
good.
That was like
That's
one
like
of
a
the
serious
last
one.
movies he made. Yeah, he's dead serious in that. That was pretty good. He's
And,
like pretty much a villain almost, but
Pierce Brosnan
anti-hero.
is like this IRA guy. He's really scary too. It's a good movie. Anyway, now it's your turn, Thrash. What do you got?
Me. Okay, I'm gonna go with now. This is another one where we're picking sequels that have less and less to do with each other, but we kind of opened the gates with that with Alien. So I'm gonna go with Force 10 from Navarone.
Oh, okay.
You guys
yeah,
know I
different.
love me my old war movies. And if it was made in the 60s and about World War II, odds are not only do I love it, odds are that I have it. But
Force 10 from Navarone's a sequel. What was that? Force 9 or something that I missed?
Guns of Navarone was the original from, I want to say, from 1961. Indy, feel free to correct me. You've been doing it all day. But Force 10 from Navarone with
Robert Shaw.
I know the movies, but I never knew they were like husband and wife sequels.
They're loosely
yeah.
connected. Harrison Ford and Robert Shaw were, as thank you, Doug, were in Force 10 from Navarone. The original was I can't think of the actor's name. Fox, I want to say.
Edward Fox,
thank you. And David Niven.
David Niven, yeah.
David
and,
Niven. If it killed me, I was going to come up with both of their names.
And
But
Gregory Peck. Gregory Peck.
And it's like all 60s World War II movies. It's very over the top, but it's just so much fun. And the 70s was sort of the low water mark of war movies. There was that whole anti-Vietnam movement where they weren't making a lot of like good war movies. They weren't getting the budgets. And they made this one, which is like just an action romp. And it has Richard Kiel in a small part as a villain. And it's just so much fun. And I remember gobbling it up when I was a kid. And I think in some ways it's better than the original.
Yeah, I saw Force 10 first, like multiple times before I ever saw the Guns of Navarone. And yeah, Force 10 is more fun. It's way more fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you. And you think I was right. It was 1961. One for Thrash.
Okay. Nobody else has anything to say about Force 10?
I had no idea it was a sequel, but I like both movies equally. I love the old war stuff,
It's funny because in the opening segment of Force 10, there's this superfluous scene where it shows the very end of Guns of Navarone, and it shows them fishing Ed Fox out of the water and saying, "Welcome back, good job." And you could tell it was completely different footage, but it was just a way of like linking the two. But there you have it.
Oh.
Sorry for your agony. We can tell, by the way, that you're in
I'm
pain.
trying really hard to suppress it, but every time I move, it hurts.
You're a trooper, but I just want you to know that we empathize with your pain.
I'll get through it. At least I'm not getting the whole sciatica thing. This is just my back so far, so let's keep fingers crossed for that.
Yes,
Richard
Vim.
Kiel.
Yes.
Yep.
Richard Kiel was in Jaws of the Bond movies. Richard Kiel was just amazing. I absolutely love him.
Apparently, he was a really nice guy too. Like, I've talked to a couple of people who met him, and he's one of those celebrities who's nice and humble, not a jerk.
The sad thing was, I guess he was like a gentle giant. He was like lovable, but he's kind of imposing, and it used to break his heart. He'd be in a supermarket or something, and children would run behind their mothers, and it just broke his heart that he was scaring children. I felt so bad for him. Oh, I feel bad now.
It's like Richard Mull in Night Court. I am not an animal, quoting Elephant Man.
It was played by John Hurt, who's like 5'4".
Yeah, I know.
John Hurt is the least imposing person who ever walked the earth. Even when he played Caligula. Mercy. We have
Harrison Ford was in Hanover Street in 1979.
I don't know if I've seen Hanover Street. I'm racking my brains. I saw that. And I'm trying to.
It's not familiar to me.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Thank you.
There were
Tony.
some good war films that came out in the 70s. You know, The Eagle Has Landed. I love The Eagle Has Landed,
Classic.
even though, yeah, it's more of an
Traveling westbound.
adventure.
I think I have fallen asleep in the snow.
Oh, Colonel, I barely know you. Sutherland does steal the entire movie,
Absolutely, so good in that.
and it's no small task because that's a great cast in that flick.
Bridge Too Far. It's a classic. Yeah, like everybody's in that movie. Like everybody.
I call my garage, my den. I call it the bridge because well, not sci-fi. There's always the bridge in like anything with like spaceships and stuff. But because I have a credo, because war films are my other passion. Any war movie with the word bridge in the title is going to be a good one. Prove me wrong.
I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
I can't. I mean, Bridges of Madison County is not really my thing, but it's a good movie.
I almost spit cranberry juice onto my computer. Warn me the next time you do that.
I have seen those Bridges of Madison County. They make a big deal about it after
Yeah,
that movie.
really?
Anyway, yeah,
I don't
forgot
get
what
it.
state it's in, but
Bridge.
And yes, the bridge over the River Kwai. That's my favorite bridge movie.
oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
Bridge at Remagen, Bridges of Toko-Ri, The Bridge.
based on a
which
book
is-
by Pierre Boulle, the same guy who wrote Planet of the Apes.
Pierre Boulez. What is the French title for Planet of the Apes?
Le Planète des Songes.
Des Changes. I can remember Des Changes. Pardon me, français is bleh.
Yeah, it's spelled like singes, but it's pronounced son because it's French.
You know what the French word for seal is?
I
No?
don't know if
Fuck up.
bridge is in the, I don't know if bridge is in the title, but I think it's called the London Bridge Murders or something. And it's about this bridge that gets brought from England to Arizona or something, and the ghost of Jack the Ripper comes with it and it's killing people. That's a movie that about a bridge that really sucks.
This sounds like a great movie. Actually, I love the concept.
I
Actually.
mean, yeah, that sounds fun to me.
Execution may have fallen flat, but I love the premise. I was actually, this is so sad. It's gonna be even sadder when I tell the story. I was actually writing a treatment for a. No, you know there was a horrible serial killer on Cape Cod years ago, or in this area called Tony Costa, and there was this terrible murder that happened after he was in custody. So, and actually was no longer with us. I was actually writing a story where it was actually the spirit of Tony Costa that had actually come and do it. And while I was writing it, they actually solved the murder. And it ruined my story.
Oh,
And I'm sorry I burdened you guys with that.
Okay,
We're talking
Danny-
about killers. I don't know.
Danny,
Yeah.
you kind of buried the lead. That London Bridge movie, which is called Terror at London Bridge, or alternatively Bridge Across Time, because it's a made-for-television movie. It stars David Hasselhoff.
well,
I can remember that, man. It's been like 25, 30 years one time on TV. I'm lucky I remembered it at all.
It was in his prime though, mid 80s. It's like right after Knight Rider. Yeah.
I saw his Phantom.
It makes me wonder how I can remember a horrible little TV movie with David Hasselhoff from 40 years ago.
I think I remember everything I've seen David Hasselhoff in. Anyway, I guess it's my turn again, isn't it? Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Man, I've talked about all these before. Okay, well, let's just go back to Sam Raimi. I think Spider-Man 2 is pretty good.
on
and
my list.
I think it's better than Spider-Man 1. I mean, you got Doc Ock, holding the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. And I just think it's no shade against Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. He's a great Green Goblin, but you get the origin story out of the way, and number twos in comic book movies tend to be more fun than part ones, and I think this is a perfect example. So yeah, Spider-Man 2. And it's definitely better than Spider-Man 3, which is a train wreck.
I,
Anybody like
I,
Messenger?
I fully agree. That's like another one of those where the character, like McGuire's got the two personalities honed in. He's established. The city knows him. Alfred Molina was great. He's great in Chocolat.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely nailed Doc Ock. He was wonderful. Everybody in that movie was great, except for Harry. What's his name? James Franco. I never really liked him in those movies. He just came off as annoying.
I pretty much don't like James Franco in anything.
All the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, he's in all the Spider-Man movies, but
James Franco is great in The Disaster Artist.
Okay, yeah, that's the exception. Good point.
Nails Tommy Wiseau.
He is Tommy Wiseau. Yeah. Forgot about that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is great. And Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. He's the quintessential Doc Ock. He's perfect.
And I agree with you about comic book movies. Oftentimes, it's the sequel is the better, and I think it's almost like they get a feel. It's like they get their sea legs.
Yeah.
And this isn't my pick, but someone mentioned '89 Batman earlier. I actually think Batman 2 with Danny DeVito as the Penguin could be considered slightly better. I know a lot of people prefer the first one. I think the one with Danny DeVito. In fact,
yeah, I think it was.
About that?
I think Tracy talked about that last week. Yeah.
So, but someone mentioned it today, so I just want to reiterate.
If it's better, it's not because of Danny DeVito. It's because of Catwoman.
Oh,
well,
she's great.
Come on, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah.
He blows up a clown. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
And Christopher Walken as the industrialist, smoke-filled room politician. He's great.
But the first one's got Prince. Come on.
You know that originally he said he wouldn't do the soundtrack unless they made him Batman, and when they got done laughing, he caved on that.
I did not know that. I'm writing that one down.
he did. He said, "I'll do it, but only if you make me Batman." Okay, I have different demands. That's one of Thrasher's anecdotal.
Morris dance the times on the phone.
He made him Batmite.
Batmite, yeah. Because looking at my list, I've actually got 3 other comic book sequels on here. Or 4, actually. I got 4 comic book sequels.
Five.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier on there.
Yes, Captain America, Winter Soldier's on my
list.
Yep.
That would be my next pick.
Okay, well, let's go ahead. Let's talk about Winter Soldier.
How much better the Winter Soldier is than Captain America, and how they glossed right over so much stuff. Captain America should have been a 3-part movie by itself with his adventures in World War II before they jumped on to anything else, and they just ran right through it like, hey, let's go through it quick as we can and mess it up. I really hate it. Being a big fan of the Captain America movies and the Captain America comic books from my whole youth, they could have done so much more with the first Captain America movie. That's why Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier is better, but the whole franchise drags because they should have been so many more just Captain America by himself movies. This thing, you could have did the Captain America where he teams up with Wonder Woman. You could have did some of the Captain America with the old Justice Society of America stuff, where they were old superheroes from that time. This is so much they could have done that they didn't do.
No, and I agree. The first Captain America movie, it feels like the Cliff Notes version of the Captain America origin story. And you're right. You're missing so many World War II adventures. And it feels rushed. Like the first movie, I'd never really gotten into it. I kind of didn't like it at all, honestly. Like at the beginning of Marvel, it was my least favorite of the original Marvel movies. Even though it had what's his name in it, Tommy Lee Jones, he was great. But the movie itself it felt rushed. It felt like you're right. It needed to be more like 3 movies. But Winter Soldier kind of saved the MCU. Like it was a spy movie dressed as a Marvel movie, and it was very 3 Days of the Condor. It was something like that. Parallax Conspiracy, stuff like that.
Take care, Geek Culture. Peace out.
Yep,
and
bye,
Tony. If you're saying goodbye to Geek Culture and sticking with us, great. If you're leaving too, again, take care. Sorry, I just want to say goodbye.
Real quick though, the Captain America thing, that movie Captain America that they did where he goes down in the ice at the end of it and everything.
Yeah, the
That
first one.
should have been the third part because they were literally 250 comic books called Captain America and the Howling Commandos. You know, where he
Yeah,
had a
the
group
Howling
of
Commandos, right.
at least had one movie
Dum
with
Dum
just
Dugan and all that.
commandos doing their adventures. Then we should have had a second movie that introduced the Red Skull and all the stuff with the Wonder Woman and the other characters before he going into him getting froze.
I agree. And Red Skull just became like a nothing character, and he's supposed to be.
They never once addressed the fact that Wonder Woman and Captain America teamed up back in the days.
Saying that.
They
But
knew
Wonder
each other
Woman's
already.
DC. What are you
You
talking
know?
about?
Because they were from the same era, and you never see that in none of the modern movies now.
Okay. But yes, there is a Captain America movie from the 90s. We don't need to talk about that. It was terrible.
Winter Soldier is absolutely my favorite MCU movie.
Yeah, mine too.
I like that movie because you could take it out of the MCU and it could be its own standalone movie. The way they don't hold on to the Avengers and Shield and everything. It's all about Cap reliving somebody from his past and getting help from two other people to fight, an old existing Axis power. It really is self-contained from the MCU, and I absolutely love that.
And it also, you say it doesn't rely on Shield, but like the big plot twist in the movies that Shield has been infiltrated by Hydra, and I think that saved the MCU, like I was saying, because I feel like it shook up the status quo to such a degree that it really helped future movies figure out where to go.
I don't suppose none of y'all sat through the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series that was on for a few seasons?
I got up until when they were up in space and Daisy was worried about destroying the planet and they were getting more into that. I kind of fizzled out after that. I tried.
It did get really, like when Captain America Winter Soldier happened.
But the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series covered a lot of stuff you didn't see in the movies, including Ghost Rider and a bunch of other characters you just don't see in the movies, to say it.
No, I thought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was fine, but I did think it got carried away with itself. And like Shane, at some point I just checked out. It was just too much. But when Winter Soldier happened and like you had to deal with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. having to deal with all these Hydra infiltrations and reshaping the whole nature of the show, I thought that was great. That was a really good shakeup.
I kind of got tired of them, a lot of the threats they faced. It was just like, if only there were some people you could call to help you with this.
I'm just surprised anybody else saw the show besides me.
No, I thought it was a good show.
Yeah, I gave it a shot, man.
Yeah. Even though I thought the whole premise of resurrecting, God, painkillers are killing my brain. Resurrecting, what's his name? Coulson was completely contrived and ridiculous, but I'm glad they did it because he's a great character.
Yeah,
it's okay. He just went to Tahiti. That's all.
Yeah, he went to Tahiti. Right.
Yeah, Tahiti. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I feel left out.
Yeah, that girl, she started to get on my nerves too, though.
Yeah, she's
that guy, we're gonna destroy the world. I'm like, well, here's the thought: don't. Did you ever think about that? Don't. Oh, what is this?
Yes, he was with the Human Torch and the Submariner. The original Human Torch, who was in the first Captain America movie. Well, his outfit was the original Human Torch. Not the Fantastic Four Human Torch. Different character. Anyway, I guess that was Danny who said that one. So it's Shane's turn.
Shanemania.
Let's see. About to go with Halloween Kills because evil dies tonight. No.
Oh, and I'm frozen. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He brought up a crappy movie so bad it made puns freeze.
I'm gonna let me see. No,
we don't speak to that movie around here, bye.
This one is I've had controversies with people over this one, but Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
Really?
I thoroughly enjoyed more than the first one because the first one came off like the contrived, hey, we're different people, don't know each other, we don't get along, but by the end we come together and become a team is just like I've heard that story a million times before. The villain was so generic. He was a throwaway villain from I think one of the Thor movies or something. One of them, I don't know. He was worthless. I didn't care. But part two, it's like, okay, they're a team now. We got the sea legs analogy that I think Thrash made. Now let's go do our job. We are the protectors of the galaxy. I like Kurt Russell chewing up the scenery and how he's a planet. And we get this reveal, okay, Peter's a demigod now. I like that element, the stuff between him and his dad, while the team's over here juggling other things and trying to fit this into everything else that's going on. It's like, well, how do we destroy a planet? But he's also my dad, and you find out more history about Peter. So we get a lot of his backstory. Probably my favorite part of that is how Yondu and Raccoon become good friends. They learn to work together, and it's probably one of the most epic and tear-jerking death scenes put to cinema I've seen in a movie where you shouldn't be crying. But I teared up. I teared the hell up. that was some hard-headed stuff right there.
God.
Screw you, Danny.
I think his choice once again follows that same pattern of which smoking turd is better than the other smoking turd. Any movie that has Batista the Wrestler as one of the heroes in it fails to even register with me. And that stupid raccoon drives me apeshit crazy. I cannot stand the talking raccoon at all. I would shoot him and mount his
That
ass.
stuff in those movies. Oh, then you're not gonna like part 3. It's basically his movie. I mean,
Every single word of what you just said, Dan, was wrong.
I can't stand the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. There's some blowed out, over the top CGI garbage. Just my opinion. I'm not a fan.
I completely disagree with Dan.
Dan, I can't give you this one. And the
I
soundtracks.
don't
The
care.
soundtracks are incredible. I have all three of them.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Just watch
God,
it back.
The
Watch it back.
soundtrack's so great. Other movies tried to copy the formula and
And still are
failed
trying. Yeah.
miserably.
And you really trying to tell me that any one of y'all think the wrestler Batista can act at all in these movies?
For the character he was playing, he was perfect.
He was
a
supposed to be laughing.
muscle-bound
Idiot.
jarhead who just
Yeah.
knew destroy.
He was being himself.
Exactly. That's why it works.
James Dean was playing himself, and it worked fine. Yeah, I'm sorry,
I don't
Dan.
like
I gotta go with Shane on this one. Although I honestly don't. I think I might still enjoy the first one a little better, but I can't argue with you. I mean, I can see what
Ain't
you would
that
like.
the wonderful? Ain't that the wonderful movie where we find out his sister's a grasshopper girl and he's in love with her?
Don't you read comics? What the hell, man?
No.
I read comics, but I did not like Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was the stupidest crap that was ever created.
Anyway,
The irony is it's written for kids of the 80s.
I'm not a
kid
kid
who
of
doesn't
the
fit in.
80s.
Yes, you were. I was. So if I was, you had to have been.
Dude, I'm a kid. I was a kid of the 70s and 60s.
Yeah, me too. But
By the
again,
80s, by the 80s, I had kids, and none of them would
which
have liked
part?
crap either.
What's down? What you got?
I think
Well,
we need to put a kibosh on Dan having too much coffee.
Or something. No offense, Dan. But no, think about it. A
Just
Disney franchise kid
remember, by
gets
not-
abducted by aliens and becomes a superhero. What could
Dude.
be more 80s kid? You know what I'm saying?
by
With a cool
1982,
mixtape.
Oh,
by 1982, I already had one kid and another one on the way, brother.
I forget you're a little older than I am, yeah.
I was a dad of the 80s, man.
Hey.
And I don't think none of my kids would have liked this crap.
God knows I tried, if you get my meaning, guys. But
But
I
I
draw
will
the
agree.
lines when they
Okay,
make me-
Dan. Okay, Dan.
Oh.
You said your
When,
piece.
when varmints go around talking, I draw the line. Any movie that involves a talking varmint is below standards.
Okay, Dan.
So
I'm
what
gonna
about
have to
Planet of the
mute you
Apes?
in a minute.
I said a varmint, not a chimpanzee or an
A
ape.
monkey's a varmint. You
They're not a
know?
varmint like a raccoon or a possum or.
In India, they are. They grab house cats and drag them up into trees and stuff. It's a riot.
But Thrash, I am going to agree with you. I do think the first one is a little bit better. The second one, like, I don't know, there's something about it's a little too glurgy for me. Like, it didn't really work for me. Like, I like the movie, and like you said, Kurt Russell, way better villain than Lee Pace's Ronan the Accuser. Because Ronan the Accuser from the comics is way better than the version we got in the movies. It's like a lame, disposable villain.
They always are.
Yeah, kind of like Christopher Eccleston in the Thor sequel. Just a nothing villain. And I love Lee Pace. I think he's a great actor. He's fantastic in Foundation. But that's beside the point. I still think the first Guardians, I don't know, there's something more magical about it for me. It works a little bit better for me. But maybe it's because I don't have any daddy issues.
Guilty.
Sorry, had to say that. Okay, Thrash. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the most sequeled movie of all time. And I don't mean having a part 3, part 4, part 5, part 17. I'm talking a movie that had 3, at least 2, actual sequels. And that is the, for want of a better term, the Night of the Living Dead franchise.
Oh, okay. That's a lot, yeah.
Where the hell is Bob going with this? Yes. It had, of course, Dawn of the Dead, which is possibly one of the best sequels in any horror franchise. It wasn't directly connected to the two, but it was not just the production value. I thought the social commentary angle, I thought the writing, I thought the dynamics. It was just a really, really amazing sequel. But it also had Return of the Living Dead, which is only marginally connected, but it is. The events of Return of the Living Dead could not have happened were it not for the events of Night of the Living Dead. There's that whole expositional scene with James Cameron, who just had a birthday yesterday, a heavenly birthday. But yeah, James Cameron explains that it was the Night of the Living Dead event which caused everything, and for them to get the bodies in the canister. And there's one more that nobody ever remembers, and that's Italian. You guys know I love my Italian films. Fulci's Zombie 2.
Yeah.
Which has literally nothing at all to do with Not Living Dead, but he was trying to capitalize it. So he made his own zombie movie and called it Zombie 2 as a quasi-homage sequel in spirit. And any movie where a zombie fights a shark is okay in my book. So I'm going, and you guys tell me which of the 3 options that I give you is your favorite of those sequels. But any movie that has 3 literal sequels, you got to tip your hat to it.
I think Return of the Living Dead is probably my
I
favorite.
thought we talked about this last week, but I'll say it again just to be. I would have sworn this was already discussed, but I really like Dawn of the Dead a lot better than I did Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead, being the great movie it was still really cheaply shot, and it they did the best they could. Where Dawn of the Dead was a full theatrical production with great special effects, and just to me a lot better movie. I liked it a lot better.
Where you're getting confused, we didn't talk about it last week, but we did talk about the remake of Dawn of the Dead when we were talking about remakes that were better than the original. Yeah.
Thank you, because it was ringing a bell, I must confess. And yes, there were actually sequels to Return, yes, which weren't very good, but
But yeah, I think Night of the Living Dead might be tied with Halloween for the most number of direct sequels.
Good point. Yeah, I didn't even think of that one, but yeah,
Yeah.
No, we didn't get to it. It's on my list.
Not anymore. We can talk about it again if you want.
No, we're not doing this next week.
No, we'll circle back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're right. This is probably the last pick. Well, actually, we might have time for one more.
No, we got time for one more for each of us. I'm gonna make mine quick, and I'm just gonna say Silence of the Lambs. A lot of people don't realize it's a sequel. It's a sequel to Manhunter. They changed all the actors, but it's the sequel. And Look, I like Manhunter. I've talked about Manhunter before. I think it's a good movie. It's a good Michael Mann movie.
Manhunter, though, real quick.
The guy who played
with the beard.
Brian Cox was the guy who played Harrison Ford. What am I saying? Hannibal Lecter. God, these painkillers.
Yeah. Sorry,
And the main actor was the guy who played Will Graham, the guy William Peterson, I think his name is, the guy from CSI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great
he's good.
movie.
It's a great movie, but Silence of the Lambs is next level. Silence of the Lambs is it's so good. It's iconic. Anthony Hopkins. This is the movie that made him, really. And Jodie Foster as Clarice, and it's such a good movie. I don't know what else to say about it.
The only reason it wasn't on my list is because I've actually never seen Manhunter.
Really? You've never seen Manhunter? You should check it out. Yeah.
I think I own a copy of it too, but I've just never seen it.
I was aware of it, but I never really considered it a sequel, but I should have.
It is. It's technically a
It
sequel.
definitely is. I just never made the click of it. Hey, that's a sequel.
Yeah.
Because I always start with Silence of the Lambs and go with from there with the Red Dragon and the Hannibal and everything.
Yeah, Red Dragon is basically just a remake of Manhunter, just with Edward Norton instead of Will Peterson. Anyway, that was my pick. Silence of the Lambs, great movie.
Good pick.
One of my favorites. Dan,
I was unprepared to go again. I thought this was a wrap.
this is the last one.
Okay, go to my page here. I'd have been shot down for the Psycho.
Hey, Mummy 2, we'll call it a wrap.
God, okay. I'm gonna go with once again with my if you make crap, the crap you make as a sequel has to be better scenario. So I'm gonna go with how much better Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay is than Harold and Kumar Go to White Castles. Because they started with Harold and Kumar Go to White Castles, which was basically a story of two guys' quest to go across the state to a White Castles and have hamburgers. Boring out the ass. But when they get caught and sent to Guantanamo Bay by mistake and have to escape, come on now, that's a movie.
I'll have to take your word for it. I didn't see either one of them. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't seen either one of them.
I like White Castle better. It's like Escape from Guantanamo. They were trying to inject. They did the thing. You're trying to inject more and more and more comedy, forgetting what made the first one work. It felt cramped and rushed.
What are you talking about?
The first one was awesome.
We're talking about two steaming piles of crap here. Just one of them is better than the other.
Guantanamo Bay wouldn't exist without White Castle.
I picked them for the reason they are crap. Because no matter how crappy they are, at least the first one is crappier than the second one.
There is a rare form tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
You can make a movie out of just going to get something to eat to just running into every nonsensical antic that could happen, even meeting Doogie Howser himself. That was comedy genius.
I didn't say I didn't like this piece of crap. I'm just saying that the sequel was better because it was a higher budget and more action and greater number of stars did appear in it.
Okay.
But nobody else has seen it, so it don't really matter.
Except Shane. Yeah.
I can't believe Shane's seen it.
I've seen all of them.
Me too. But I don't know why.
I mean, I like stupid stoner movies. I just never got around to it, okay? And I hate White Castle. It's garbage.
I want you. You will seek them out and you will watch them.
Maybe next week we can do a half an hour show of all the movies that Dan actually likes.
Oh, it'd be like a longer than a half hour, man, because I like a lot of movies, just not crappy ones.
Anyway, Shane, what's your last pick?
Toss up. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I would say Men in Black 2, but that's kind of. I'm gonna go with Nobody 2. Nobody is Bob Odenkirk's
right?
Dive into the action hero. Basically, that guy that's retired and gets called back in because things are happening and da 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 da. The first one, okay, that's your basic premise. It was like, okay, we've seen this, basically like John Wick, stuff like that. But the second one, just watched a couple weeks ago. Is his family knows now the secret's exposed, and they just want to take some time and go on vacation. So he turns down his job. He owes money to the other people. Blah blah blah. He's just like, I just want to take some time. Da da da. I was like, okay. And it's the whole aspect of trying to be on vacation and not kick anybody's butt. And his wife stays on him. His kids kind of, the daughter thinks it's cool, but the son's just like, oh, why are you like this? I was like, hey, your dad's a badass. You should be proud. And of course, the wife is just mad the whole time. Like, you said you weren't going to be working. It was, I got to do the thing. And it was like that premise of I just want to be on vacation, but this stuff called me back into having to do what I do best. And I say that in the sense that I can't stand Die Hard Part 5, A Good Day to Die Hard.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
That was essentially the same premise. John was just on vacation to go find his son and ends up getting caught up in his son's antics. And it's just like, he kept screaming it. I was just on vacation. It's just like, all right, this is lazy now. It's like, stop with Die Hard. You can stop now.
They did.
There's talks of a prequel. It was like, don't.
Yeah, just stop. Just
Don't.
stop. Done. It's over.
Don't soil the man while he's like having like very bad times. We'll just leave it.
You know, sometime in the next 15 years or so, they're going to get the wise idea and they're going to remake Die Hard and wake it up and really mess it up.
Yeah, it's called Skyscraper.
God, that was so bad.
With Ray
The Rock
Palpatine.
with one leg. Yeah.
No, not that one. The other one. Oh no, it's not called Skyscraper. It's called The Cleaner. With,
Yeah.
Oh, Ray Palpatine, whatever her name is, Daisy Ridley. It is garbage.
And Die Hard was technically a sequel.
It was,
but not really.
yeah.
Die Hard was a sequel. The first Die Hard was a sequel.
The first Die Hard is technically a sequel to
The book, The Detective.
The Detective. Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Haven't seen it, so I did not know.
And they wanted Frank Sinatra to be in Die Hard, but by that point, when they were ready to go, it was like,
well, because he had all the rights to play the
Yeah.
character from The Detective, because they were going to make a movie out of The Detective. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, neither here nor there. It was not a Frank Sinatra movie, thankfully. I love Frank Sinatra and all, but Bruce Willis and Die Hard. Come on.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Slasher Fred. That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
I saw a video of Bruce Willis's wife yesterday, and he's in pretty bad shape, man.
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
Really,
Very
it was
sad.
really heart-jerking thing I ever saw of him sitting there and her having to speak for him and everything. It makes me feel sad, man.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I go so far back with age that I was watching Bruce Willis on Moonlighting when it was originally on the first time on TV.
And that's what's so heartbreaking about this. He wasn't just an actor. He was so animated and so sharp and so on top of things and had such great timing. The fact that he's degenerating to this level, it's just...
And it's been going on for years, and it's just
Yes.
so hard on him.
It's like a notch below Robin Williams. You know what I'm
it's so
saying?
bad. Yeah.
Here's how big a Bruce Willis fan I am. Somewhere up here in this closet is a big ass thing full of music CDs. And in them music CDs is the complete collection of Bruce Willis singing the Bruno albums. I've got them all over here.
Right,
somewhere.
Justin.
So, I go back way with Bruce Willis. I got the soundtrack for Hudson Hawk with him singing on it.
I remember that. Okay, Thrash, what's your last pick?
Okay, I'm going to reach way back. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of Abbott and Costello, and most of the movies they did were not related, but there were two that were. Their first feature film was, of course, Buck Privates. And years later, they did a sequel, Buck Privates Come Home, which was actually ingenious. It was playing up on, like, Best Years of Our Lives and those type of things. It was the reintegration of the veterans back into a new society. Now, don't get me wrong, Buck Privates is great, and they were great in it. But again, it's a question of getting their sea legs. Also, like so many other Abbott Costello movies, and this always made me sad, oftentimes they're marginally related to the movie itself. They're little more than the comic relief, and that's the thing with Buck Privates. There's the love triangle. There's the whole story of the drill instructor trying to. It's the age-old thing we've seen since the silent era. The no nonsense drill instructor with a couple of buffoons and that whole gimmick. But while they were good in it, it's like I thought they were much better and much more integrated in the sequel. And again, it played up on that was a really big thing. I mean, World War II was huge, but taking all these men who were very young when they went off, spent 4.5 years of horror, and then coming back and trying to reintegrate into a society which most of them didn't recognize when they got back. I mean, that was a really huge deal in the post-war years, and I thought for a comedy to touch upon that and do it so well, it's just a great movie on so many levels.
Delicate tightrope. Yeah.
No, I mean it was the old shades of MASH. It was like the original inspiration for the MASH style
That's
comedy.
a good comparison.
Where you can take a really bad situation and try to make it funny. But I always loved the Abbott and Costello stuff. I don't think Abbott and Costello ever made a movie I didn't enjoy as a child. You know, I grew up on that stuff.
There's certainly some better than others, but none of them do not have charm. But again, a lot of time, and watch it with these eyes if you get a chance. Watch it Abbott and Costello and see how many of them actually were about them.
Yeah.
A lot were, like Jack and the Beanstalk and that type of thing. But some of them, I mean, Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You could do the whole movie without them and still have a stand-up movie.
They're just like bystanders in their own movies, yeah.
Yeah. And that happened kind of a lot, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, on that note, I think
That's
we got honorable mentions, so I'm going to go ahead and list off mine. I've got, like I said, I got 3 more comic book movies. So Hellboy 2, Blade 2, both Guillermo del Toro, and Superman 2, obviously. But then I also had, the only other movie on my list was Gremlins 2, which I've done a whole video on why I love it. So that's all I got. Those are my honorable mentions.
I was on the fence with Hellboy 2.
I just think it's more of a Guillermo del Toro movie. He was like unleashed to do his own thing.
Yeah,
Valid.
opened the world up more. I didn't like that. I did like that. The troll market and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh,
Dan, do you have any honorable mentions?
I'm gonna throw in I like Deadpool 2 better than the first Deadpool, but that's to keep in with your superhero stuff. I also like the X2 better than the first X-Men movies.
Yes, absolutely.
I was on the fence with that one. Yeah.
There's these movies called Extra. I don't know if anybody's ever seen them.
Extra. That's what you were saying before. I've seen the first one. Yeah.
The first one's kind of cheesy, but the second one's really kind of good. And there's like 4 of them. So if anybody wants to check them out, they're on my playlist on the Danny Staten channel. All 4 of them.
Yeah. I got to check that out because I like the first Extra. That's the only one I've ever seen. Though.
Here's the bad part. There's 4 of them. It goes down. and here's a spoiler. It might go downhill a little bit after part 2. I also enjoy Clerks 2 better than the first Clerks.
Yeah, all right, I'll buy that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll buy that.
And since we talked about Bruce Willis, I'll finish with Bruce Willis talking about how I like the movie called The Whole 10 Yards better than The Whole 9 Yards. But that's an obscure Bruce Willis movie from back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the second one. I've only seen
both of them.
I didn't them, but I'm saying the second one was better than the first one.
Got Chandler Bing in it.
It could be the best thing he ever done, by the way. Just saying.
Better than Lost in Space, yeah. We talked about Rocky 2 last week. Yeah, Rocky 2.
Dismal Rocky movies. Oh my God, boxing.
Oh, Indy's starting to sound like Danny now. Jeez, man.
He is in a bad mood today, isn't he?
I'm the one driving through snow blizzards. What are you bitching about?
Okay, Shane. So, what are your honorable mentions?
Only got 2. Based on Danny's premise of the turd and the next turd needs to be better. Too Fast, Too Furious, because there's no Vin Diesel. Uh, it's not a remake of Point Break. You know, it's like I consider Too Fast, Too Furious the first Fast and Furious movie. It's like, yeah, this is where you should have started instead of remaking Point Break with cars. I think that was his name. Tyrese Diggs, is that his name? The black guy.
Yep.
I found him lovable in that movie. I still don't care for Paul Walker. Never will.
Not much chance for redemption either.
And they had my Skyline in that movie, an R34 V-Spec. So I'll give them credit for that. And the other one, I'm sure nobody's seen. I only like this one because I saw the second one before I saw the first one. Enola Holmes. It's like
God.
Sherlock Holmes' cousin with Millie Bobby Brown, and Henry Cavill is Sherlock Holmes. You know, like I don't know what made me watch it. It was just there on Netflix. I'm like, what is this all about? And I noticed about like 20, 30 minutes in, I was still watching it. I was just like, okay, And Henry Cavill was very, he was so like, what do you say, self-aware of the comedicness his character of Sherlock Holmes was. Like, he wasn't taking anything seriously. He was the comedy of the movie, and I think they did a great job. So go back and watch the first one. He was more serious in that one. It was like they loosened up for the second one, though. Enola Holmes too.
Okay, I can't say I've seen either one of those.
Well, all I got to say is I thought them Fast and Furious movies were also dreadful, and they ended up with this piece of crap. The last one I seen was called Tokyo Drift or something. And
Oh, come on. I love Tokyo Drift.
Oh, that's the best one. That's the
Yeah.
best one.
Tokyo Drift for a reason.
Well, I'm going to agree with both of you because I think Too Fast, Too Furious is the worst Fast and Furious movie. But I think 3 might be the best. And I have seen them all because I do like them. I don't think they're good, but I've seen them all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stopped at 4 and I was like, that's enough.
I don't know. I really like
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you're like, no, I'm done.
But yeah, the most recent ones are just so bad. They're so bad. Anyway. Thrash.
And then they jumped the shark in whichever part that was.
I actually covered everything on my list.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
So it's good to end on me because I'm done.
And that's a wrap.
I have no idea what my topic's going to be next week. I haven't come up with anything yet. But we're not doing this again, obviously, because we're out. We're out of movies.
I'm surprised we get as far as we did.
But yeah, I'll be here. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but and I think Damien is actually going to make it next week, even though it's one of his off weeks. So he wasn't able to make it this week because Thanksgiving. So I hope all of you are having a good Thanksgiving. Don't shovel snow in your driveway. Get your teenager to do that. And I should have a video on Beneath the Planet of the Apes dropping this week if I can find my motivation. I've already recorded all the audio and stuff. I just got to edit it together. But, you know. No, I'm on painkillers, so I have an excuse. Thrash, you going live tonight?
I'll be on at 7. Hope to see you guys all there. I hope your back pain stays in check so you can make it. If you don't, I understand. But yeah, if you guys can come by tonight at 7, always welcome.
The good news is I can still be there and lay in my bed, so that'll help. It doesn't hurt as much in bed. Shane,
That's
you going
what
live?
she said.
Shane. Hello.
No, just trying to get this.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well, he is experiencing technical difficulties.
I think he
More
drove into
sympathetic
a
I could not
spot.
be.
Not only are you froze, Shane, you're coming through in scattered vocals to me.
Well,
General Q&A just tonight.
oh, okay.
And I got to split, but I'll see you guys tonight, huh? Take
Yeah,
care.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Trails,
good night, everybody.
Thank you and good night.